Yeah, no, but seriously, I'm telling you. One day you think you're cool, and the next day you have to be at Target and like find a way to buy some sort of powder or spray so your feet stop stinking when you wear loafers every day to work. It is terrible. I never thought I'd be in this predicament. I swear I wash my feet every day in the shower. I don't know why. Maybe I just have really, really, really sweaty feet. I don't know what's been going on, but I used to be cool, and now I'm in Target trying to find the best thing to not make my feet smell like sweat.
Isn't that just growing old?
It's getting just old. Is now I'm like having to compare, is the Arm & Hammer powder or the Dr. Scholl's spray better for my feet in the morning when I then slide on my work loafers and then go sit in an office for 8 hours in which I don't really move, so I don't know how my feet are getting so sweaty.
You're going to get your AARP in the card in the mail next week.
Yeah. I'm going to be moving to a 55-plus community in Arizona. At least those are, I guess, walkable. Well, they're go-kartable.
Go-kartable.
Yeah, I mean, that's how they get around. They're all drunk.
Hey, at least it's some kind of electric vehicle, I guess.
Yeah, and it's maybe not made by a Nazi. Who knows? Anyway, welcome back to another episode of the CleoCast. My name is Matt.
And I am RC.
But, yeah, electric vehicles.
Yes, they are vehicles that are electric.
Did you see, I don't really know a lot about this, but this is a hobby podcast that works more like a radio show, that New Jersey might make people with e-bikes register the e-bikes as like motorcycles.
I've been seeing that going around. I think it's that and the speed limits, like the hard, fast speed limiters. I think like New York or something's doing. Yeah. Pennsylvania.
Yeah, like I get in the case of like people just whipping around at like 50 miles an hour on an e-bike is extremely dangerous. So I'm for limiting the speed, not to like something like it only goes 5 miles an hour or something. But if you make it like 25, I think that's perfectly reasonable.
See, I think if it's a pedal assist, it shouldn't have to do that. But if it is like a level 3 with like cruise control and stuff, those things are basically motorcycles. Like it's a motor. You don't have to pedal. It's just like, for those specifically, they probably should be licensed or registered as motorcycles. Yes. I mean, it's just an electric motorcycle.
Yes.
At that point.
So, yeah. And I don't know. This is just one of those cases of like a few bad apples are ruining something that's cool. Is like we were on the cutting edge, just like when cars were on the first cutting edge, and like you could like drive them without licenses and there was no registrations.
Just whipping around the sticks of my Model T.
Yeah.
Going off-roading because there are no roading.
Yes.
The first cars were electric, weren't they? Really early on.
Yeah, and they were actually quite popular in New York City, mainly because there was the infrastructure available to charge them.
Yeah. I kind of do long for the days of, I guess, the like late 1800s and like early like 1960s, 1950s, where it's like the techno-futurism, where it's like, yeah, technology can do anything. Like we just invented electricity, we invented the light bulb. It's like we can literally do anything. Or like the atomic age, we're like, we split the atom, we can do anything. That must have been nice to live in. For those reasons only, I realized those time periods were not very good otherwise.
Yeah, I do like antibiotics and not having blatant racism floating around.
I'm just talking that kind of like technology-driven optimism.
Yes,
we're very much not in that type of era.
Yes,
nowadays, especially considering a lot of the ads in the Super Bowl
were all AI generated.
Or were ads for AI companies.
Yes. Or involve weird de-aging technology, because apparently we can't introduce new actors. We just have to put the people from Friends or Seinfeld into a de-aging machine and just keep them alive forever.
See, and I think that the act of acting, or I guess the art of acting young, like Bob Odenkirk in Better Call Saul, you just put like a shitty wig on him and just be like, okay, you're 20 years younger. I think that's kind of like a nice thing. Like you get that a lot in theater and stuff. And I think that motion pictures should not move away from that because it's nice. I think audiences appreciate when the character is being portrayed in such a way that you can tell, the performance stands out versus when you just put a bunch of freaking like Vaseline on the actor's face and it's like a blurry CGI mess and it looks awful.
Yeah.
Like Kyle MacLachlan in the Fallout TV show.
Yeah, or like you get a situation where It's a Wonderful Life, where Jimmy Stewart's his name, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it like he's playing a high schooler or like a recent, like about to go off to college, like in his teens or early 20s, but it's a 30-something-year-old man in 1946, so he looks 30-something years old. And they just like it rolls with it because he's a good enough actor that he can act the part.
You know, I watched Malcolm X the other day.
Yeah.
And that just reminds me of how good actors are.
Yes.
'Cause Denzel Washington, dude, he can freaking act.
Yeah, it's a skill, and it's not like you have to have the looks and you have to have the juice. And a lot of people have one, but rarely do they have both.
I think that a good filter for that we don't necessarily emphasize as much because it is kind of on its way out, is if you can act in theater. You know?
Yes.
Because like a lot of those guys, you know, like Patrick Stewart or Denzel Washington or like a lot of those guys, it's like if you can act live, having to memorize all your lines, do it all in one take. You know, there's no editing. There's no, you know, cut. Let's reshoot. It's like you got to just do it.
Yes.
I think that's a good. But I think a lot of our modern actors just kind of get around that one way or another, and it's just like, you know, sharpening the knife.
Yeah. Which credit where credit's due to good old Tim Boy, a man who lived most of his life going to a like theatrical arts school in New York City and then went to NYU. Timothy Chalamet really like becoming a generational name just because he has done the background work to make him as good as he is for how young he is.
Well, I mean, I guess acting as a craft isn't really emphasized as much anymore. It's kind of just anyone can do it or whatever, and then that's why you get so many bad performances that get lifted up by editing and stuff. You know, like getting all the athletes to act now, it's like, yeah, it's good for commercials, I guess. But when you get like Travis Kelce in an Adam Sandler movie, it's like, guys, he can try, but again, there's a very obvious difference between people that know how to act and people that are acting for like the third time ever.
There's a few people or a few locations you go to get good actors. You have to find weird Nepo babies that love theater, really extremely artsy people in East Coast or West Coast cities, or you need to go to the improv or comedy scene of Chicago and find the most like skinny fat guy possible and be like, you. Like that's how you pick your great actors.
And if we're doing a credential check here, I can vouch because I did act twice in high school, so I know what a bad actor feels like.
Yes.
I've lived that.
You played a tree.
Yeah, I played a wall.
You played a wall.
And I played an old man because the guy also playing the old man had to become the main actor because the main actor didn't do any of his assignments and was failing English.
Sweet.
That happened 2 weeks before call. So I was stage managing that one. I had to suddenly jump in.
Yeah, I have no theatrical experience at all. The only thing I've done is help your like high school theater strike, and then I acted in your like college French assignment.
Yes, and you were okay.
I was okay.
Okay enough for me to get like a B on that.
Yeah, the type of acting you get on an unlisted YouTube video that's sent as a link to a French professor.
I was just thinking. It was actually my directing class.
Oh, oops.
I just also saw my unlisted French class where I had to videotape my final. you can play it. So I had to record 3 different performances for the directing class. I'm not good at directing, turns out. I'm good at lights, and that's about it.
I'm good at none of that. I
did lacrosse.
The what?
Lacrosse.
Oh, I mean, over a decade ago.
Oh, yeah. I guess I did do theater in college.
Yes. And you worked in a theater. So like you have
I guess I did work in a theater.
You have infinitely more theatrical or acting or like like things related to this than I do.
That's true. Anyways, go reference our different episodes on theater where we did Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark and another episode I don't remember the name of or what we talked about, but I know we did 2 different theater episodes. There's your cross promotion.
Yep, back in the days where you had one microphone and only one channel.
Yeah. We still only have one channel.
We still only have one channel, but we have 2 microphones. That's why it doesn't sound as bad anymore.
Yes. And we're sitting in the same room in our recording studio. So technically speaking, our mics are picking up each other, but because we're not talking over each other,
Yes.
I don't think it overlaps very well.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of inside baseball here as I pull up to try to remember what that episode was called.
You know, and this is the exact moment that reminds me of the one time on our YouTube channel, plug on that. It's the same thing you're getting now, just with like an image on YouTube. It was the Oklahoma City tower thing in which the person commented, "It's not good to be looking up facts mid-podcast." And it's just like, fuck you, dude.
Fuck you, man. Oh, it's too big to fail. The failure of Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark, which is episode 18. And then we did Cleo Talk, Cars in Theater. I have no idea what that episode was about. What theater did we talk about?
That was right before we went to your sister's wedding in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Which is why we had the great great road trip episode. Or the ideal road trip. Derailed.
Yeah, and then we didn't. Yeah, that was August, and then we recorded next in January. So, let's do some updates. Let's do some updates while I'm scrolling through the list. Hunter Larkin. I think he's still mayor. He might have stepped down. His term might have ended.
Okay. We cannot do updates if we have no information about our updates.
No, that's the update. Is that I don't know.
I don't know what he's up to.
Marion County record update. I'm pretty sure that the sheriff who did the thing got charged. He at least got fired.
Mm-hmm.
And there is currently a lawsuit going through from the Marion County record suing the police department. So that, I guess, got as good of a good ending as you can get. Because the bad ending being nobody hears about it and they just get away with it.
Now, I know we're like kind of past the point for announcements, but because we are going through this right now, this is important to note. If you are a Kansas resident, please reach out to Topeka, to the Kansas State House, because they are proposing a law that would require city governments to take their budget to the voters. You're hearing me right. They would need a voter approval for budgets.
That sounds awful.
Yes.
Why would...
Yes.
What is the point of electing elected officials if you then have to elect... we don't live in a direct democracy.
What happens when the voters vote down the budget, and then you have to do you operate without a budget?
It's like that. I don't remember what county it is because I'm just like cross remembering this, but it was a couple of years ago. There was an election. There were 2 ballot measures. One was, do you want to approve the new football field or something?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Do you want to approve the budget to pay for the new football field? No. So it's like the voters wanted the thing, but they voted on the thing that would pay for it. So they didn't get the thing. And it's like
So we have some Kansas listeners. We still have that one French dude. Peace, brother. Happy you're still around. But if you are a Kansas resident, please reach out to your state representative, because this is quite possibly one of the stupidest laws to ever come into existence. And this is all because people are mad about property taxes. Property taxes are necessary to run a city government. Do you like your garbage being picked up? That's because you pay property taxes. Do you like schools having lights on? That's because of property taxes. I'm sorry, it sucks. Paying any form of tax sucks, but it's part of signing the social contract that you sign upon birth. You have to participate in the system, or you buy a bunch of land, you create your own town named Davesville, and you live out on your own in a city of 1, and you shoot coyotes and threaten to kill the cops.
Even then, you're effectively paying taxes, because if you live in your own county, you have to pay for the roads somehow. So you're effectively going to tax your own paycheck to pay for the necessary municipal infrastructure.
Yes.
And one would assume that if a friend moved out there, you would want them to chip in to help pay for the necessary municipal infrastructure.
Mm-hmm.
And then what do you do if that friend declines to pitch in,
but
you're
still
gonna get
wants
really-
to use all of
You're
it.
going to get really mad and be like, hey, buddy, I'm paying for all this infrastructure. You're using it. Wouldn't it be fair if we both paid a little bit for it? You know, if 15 other people move in, you'd all want to pitch in. And then if some of them don't want to pitch in, you know, you probably want an entity to regulate the acquisition of their funds to pay for it. And you have now just invented a government.
There's no free rides. I'm sorry. This is a leftist podcast, but I'm saying for real, there are no free rides. You don't get to use the roads and then think you're exempt from taxes. I'm sorry. I like my roads without potholes.
Look. Okay. Middle Class Rebellion episode follow-up. I think Prairie Village tried to recall the entire city government. Some guy put it up to a ballot measure, the guy who was mostly mad about the upzoning.
Yes.
That failed horrifically. They tried to sue. The lawsuit got dropped by the Johnson County District Attorney's Office.
They nearly destroyed the ability for Kansas cities to administer themselves by doing all those lawsuits.
Yeah, so that basically failed. The city council remains like, bro, we're going to upzone at some point because
It's
you don't
3
wanna-
square miles.
You don't want to raise taxes. There's only so many people that live in this district because everything is basically built out. The area is completely built out. So we need to either increase the population to get more taxpayers in the region or increase taxes. And you clearly don't want us to increase taxes. So we have to upzone some areas.
Other Prairie Village update. They have banned monkeys, pet monkeys, in their town or their city. Because I think most Kansas municipalities are labeled as cities. From my understanding, because one Prairie Village resident has a monkey, and she brought it to the local park, and it started attacking kids. So,
I mean, honestly, whomst among us?
whomst among us has not brought their monkey to the park, and then it attacks some kids. So, monkeys, pet monkeys, other than that lady who's grandfathered in, but all other monkeys banned from Prairie Village.
Other update on Prairie Village, like we said in the last episode, and we're going to repeat it again. England is going to be staying in Prairie Village, Kansas for their World Cup tour that I was hearing on the radio today might last until like July, because they were interviewing a lot of people about like the same stuff we've been talking about, the buses and all that. Basically, like the region is not adequately prepared to shuttle around potentially 500,000 visitors,
especially like asterisks on this word, people, English people. Like they're already like drunken hooligans. And also, sorry, this is a slight sidebar, but on the English thing, it is my podcast too. Mayor Q tweeting the English flag out is just like, it's not in your city.
He did a whole skit with I don't know the name of them, but the guys that ride horses around downtown sometimes for the bit.
Yeah.
Doing the English are coming. He's like, welcome to Swope Park in Kansas City. And it's like, no. Welcome to Prairie Village, Mayor Q. Thank you very much. I think they're practice facilities in Swope Park or something. But they're not playing here in the first round. Like, I think the majority of matches they have are not in the region. We're just very central to where they probably will be playing. And also, we have a lot of soccer facilities because...
yes, because youth soccer is quite popular here. This is actually a personal item. Are you up to help me move?
When is your lease up?
The middle of the World Cup.
Are you... Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm down.
Okay.
I'm here, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. That's exciting.
Yes.
Has it really been a year already?
Yeah.
It feels like you moved in that apartment like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And I got to move during the World Cup, so
that'll be fun.
Hey,
you know,
I picked the location.
Just get drive down Main Street, I guess. No highways.
No highways.
I have a feeling the highways are going to turn into, you know, like in The Walking Dead, a show that you've never seen before, where they, they're walking around the abandoned highways. It's just like bumper to bumper traffic.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that's what's going to happen. Is this just going to be like that Beyonce concert 3 years ago where the traffic at Arrowhead backed up all the way onto the highway from the entry gate? I feel like it's just going to be like that everywhere. Just permanent gridlock. Every single rental agency is just out of cars. People start renting U-Hauls. And it's just like bad. Like all the Dutch guys are just like, oh, where are the bicycles? And just like because they're driving on the wrong side of the road or something because none of them have driver's licenses.
This is us just making worst case scenarios.
I didn't even think about that, but yeah, like the Dutch just kind of don't drive, do they?
Well, there's Dutch people who can drive. All right, everyone in the comments, I think Spotify has comments too. Sound off. What's everyone's opinion on the Dutch?
Yay or nay? Should we get rid of them?
What do we do about the Dutch? Can they drive?
Should we combine them with Belgium and Luxembourg?
Are they real?
Why orange? Did they invent the orange? Is an orange a lime? Did the British invent limes? Are citrus just like an Anglo creation? Because I know the Dutch are an Anglo creation.
Did the English create citrus?
Well, that's like where limes came from, right?
I don't know.
And then they created the Dutch, and the Dutch were like, yeah, we need our own citrus because we're basically British people. And then they made oranges.
I thought
and then they exported the oranges to Ireland, and the Irish were mad about it, right?
I guess I thought
Right?
I thought the Dutch invented sprinkles.
But isn't that why like the Irish are mad at the English? Is because the oranges got there because the English invented the Dutch, who then exported the oranges to Ireland, and that's why there's like a whole feud about that in the 80s.
Huh. All right, everyone in the comments, sound off. Did the Dutch invent oranges?
I think they did. I mean, they have William of Orange. I assume he came from an orange.
He was birthed by an orange that just burst.
You seen James and the Giant Peach? It happens, okay?
It
You get
happens.
cool insect friends. I think you get a run over your stepmom or something.
What he had cool insect friends at the Battle of the Boyne.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Shit, I think half of our episodes are about buses. I'm scrolling through this list. I mean, we got Kansas City bus stories, or mob stories. We got all about buses. We got KC gets $15 billion for railroads. Your city gets nothing. We did not get $15 billion for railroads, mind you. That's your update on that. I did not have.
There's also the episode More Missouri River Runner with the description of the Skibbity toilet, which is my classic handiwork.
We are getting more Missouri River Runner. That is confirmed from 3 years ago. They are going to run an extra one a day because St. Louis got the direct flight from England.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I did see here on the radio today, KCI is getting, I believe, a couple extra direct flights from Buenos Aires for the Argentinians that are going to be here. I think they negotiated that. So we have that connection. But any English people are going to have to fly into St. Louis and take a shitty train or fly the worst possible flight I think that could exist, which is St. Louis to Kansas City. I've done that.
I have done the opposite way, Kansas City to St. Louis, and it's one of the few flights I've taken in my life where they did not give me snacks. The other one was my flight from Salt Lake City to Jackson Hole, and then my other flight, which was a Spirit flight, they'll never be named because they do not give you snacks on Spirit. They mainly beat you with a stick and demand you sign up for a credit card.
Yeah.
Do not fly Spirit.
Do not fly Spirit. What was... I had another one. Royal Stadium. There is no update on the Royal Stadium.
Yes.
I think that we know less about the Royal Stadium than we did when we were making the Royal Stadium episodes 2 years ago. Because 2 years ago, at least we were debating a proposal.
Yes.
So basically that lost, which I think we talked about. And then they're now debating a random Washington Square Park idea that I think that they just came up with and then nobody ever suggested. They had debated an Overland Park idea and then that got shot down. The North End got shot down. They're talking about maybe putting one over in like the 18th of Vine District near Troost.
I think I said that on an episode that would be a good location.
Yes, I think they're kind of coming around to it. But I did also see that they're potentially reconsidering the Crossroads. No, what am I thinking? The East Village location.
Oh, you mean the site that's completely empty? That's just there.
The site that we were talking about for the whole freaking time. Wait a second. The city already owns half the land and it's entirely cleared out. You wouldn't demolish a single building.
You mean back when RC did more journalism than all the local journalists combined by creating an actual timeline of events?
Yes, which is the episode 63 of the Royal Stadium. All we know and how we feel.
Yes.
From February 13th, 2024.
I do think we did talk about Jackson County legislator Manny Abarca in that episode, Manny Abarca update. He did get arrested for beating his wife, I think.
Yeah.
And allegedly. He allegedly got arrested for allegedly beating his wife. And
then allegedly was gone for like a week with, I believe, his kid.
Yes.
Allegedly. And then allegedly showed back up and is just in like city council meetings like nothing happened.
And
allegedly.
And I went to one of his public engagement meetings the other day about ICE potentially having a facility in Kansas City, which we are an anti-ICE podcast.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because Manny Barca doing all this like weird shit and the Royal Stadium stuff.
Yeah.
But then also obviously coming out like against ICE and like getting detained and stuff for like surveilling them, trying to buy a warehouse to house 10,000 people in Kansas City, which...
Manny Abarca, sometimes good, sometimes bad, but I really had to talk my girlfriend into not going up to the public comment and asking Manny Abarca if he's allowed to see his kids.
Manny Abarca, allegedly, yes or no, did you allegedly stop beating your wife?
I shouldn't be laughing about that. That's not funny. And allegedly.
What the heck is Tricky Tony Strikes Back? What is that episode even about?
I don't know.
Who is Tricky Tony? what were we talking about?
Okay, I guess this is what your wife meant when she said no one knows what your podcast is about.
A fishy stand-up. I remember the context of that. I don't remember what we were talking about.
Are we allowed to say who spilt the fish?
Do we think the statute of limitations is up on that?
I don't know. Hello.
You mentioned me.
Yes.
Yeah. We have an appearance of RC's wife currently on the podcast. She came into the podcast studio, which is their shared office.
You're doxing us.
Yes.
No, we brought up that you pointed out that nobody knows what the episodes are about from the title, such as Tricky Tony Strikes Back or Judgment Day, which I actually do know what that one's about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're going through and trying to guess what your fucking episodes are
No,
about?
we're doing updates because it's been 3 years since a lot of these, and we never did follow-up. So this is kind of the follow-up episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like the Royal Stadium stuff, it's been 2 years since our episode, and we actually have an update, which is there is no update. They know less now. And the Chiefs moved since then.
And
we didn't even mention them in the episode because they weren't even talking about moving, and they already have like a new location solidified.
Maybe.
And the Royals still don't even know what they're doing.
Maybe. That deal might fall through. Also, this is a very classic Cleo Gas moment to have a third person pop into the podcast, and you can't hear them because we don't have a microphone ready for...
Wait, say something?
Wait.
Yeah, you can hear her. You can hear her.
You can hear Kelly?
What do you mean a third person, by the way? She's the fourth person. Joe has been sitting here this entire time.
Joe the cat was also in the studio, which is a shared work from home office.
Say hi, Joe. Oh, I can make her say hi if I pick her up. Say hi. Hi, Joe.
Hi, Joe.
Sorry,
All right, everyone's sounding off in the comments. Hi, Joe.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Anyway, so we know who spilt the fish in the Very Fishy Standoff, but I'm not sure we're allowed to say his or her name because of I think they're still employed there. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Was Michael dead when we made the Popecast episode? Because he did definitely die.
Yes, because we were talking about making a conclave. This is the Kansas Pope. It's Cleo Talk Popecast about the weird guy in Kansas who declared himself Pope. Okay. He died in 2022, from my understanding, because we were talking about making a conclave. We are going to Wikipedia to figure out if...
I feel like he died more recently than that.
Maybe he became like trendy on TikTok.
What the hell? What's his... David Bowden, not Michael. No, he did die. Okay, we were making the episode because he died.
Yeah, because his name is Pope Michael.
He is Pope Michael.
Yes.
He's the legitimate Pope. The Holy See has been empty for years now. It's kind of sad. We don't recognize whoever they voted to be
Did
They
they?
did not include us in the conclave, so we do not recognize them.
Yep.
Matt is still the true and correct Pope because we did have a vote.
I am the Pope of this podcast.
Yes.
Podcast Pope. Oh boy. What else? Now we're scrolling all the way back to the like episodes that are just kind of terrible.
Well, the X-15 episode where I forgot what I was saying halfway through.
Yeah. Or the Battle of Hampton Roads, which could have been one episode. We didn't know how to make the podcast, so the first episode's like 15 minutes long.
I think it's shorter than that, actually. I think we go back through it. I think the first episode's like 10 minutes long. Something crazy. So what's fun is, I don't know if you know this, dear listener, we have done the Korean War, I think 3 times now.
Yes.
We did make videos back in like 2021.
They are bad. Please don't go watch them.
I think they're okay.
I
edited them and I think they're okay.
Yes, it's the same thing that happens with this podcast, which is RC puts in a lot of effort and I just kind of bullshitted and worked my way through it like normal. And yeah. So
Yeah. I don't put in that much effort, dear
yeah.
listener. Don't worry.
Is Gainesville still public?
Oh God, I don't know where.
Scroll up.
Yeah, it's been public.
Yeah, all right. Gainesville is still a thing. Oh God. Okay. Wait, I made Gainesville while we were making the podcast.
Yeah, I think I was showing you things I was trying to make videos for, and I showed you Google Earth's like video tool, and I think.
All right. Gainesville will be linked in the description if you want to watch Gainesville.
Yeah, it's a pretty classic one.
Yep, classic video.
The nostalgia cast. I still like the Crypto Bros blow up a town. That was prescient.
Yes.
They called that one.
They did actually, from my understanding, did blow up that little part of the town, right?
I think so.
Yes.
I think that was what the story was about.
Yes. Back when data centers were a new and novel thing and not something that was taking all of the electricity and water.
By the way, Cleo prediction right here. You're hearing about them talking about launching these things into space. Like, we're going to make an orbital data center thing. That is, I believe, what you call pumping the stock value, because investors will see you doing orbital data centers and suddenly incredibly highly value your SpaceX stock, which I believe they're aiming to make a public IPO soon.
Yes.
So I think they're juicing the stock. I do not think that there is a reasonable way to have a data center in space in the way that they want it, or at least in an economically feasible fashion that makes it more efficient than one on Earth.
What happens when you put hot coffee in a thermos? Does it cool off really fast?
No, it kind of, insulation.
Yeah, and usually thermoses are like the insulation is done through vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
And what space?
Mm-hmm. Vacuum.
Yeah.
But specifically, it's a, you want a certain amount of like processing power. That processing power needs electricity. You need to build large solar arrays to generate the electricity worth making it in space. Like, look at the ISS size of the relays for that. You'd probably want ISS level power consumption from the project to make it like even remotely feasible. Because again, if you got like a bunch of like tiny electrical things like Starlink are, that's not really worth launching them into space. Like, you may as well do that on Earth because you save the money on the launch. But then also you need to radiate all that heat away, and I think it's like a factor of 2 or 3 for the size of radiators you need for the heat dispersion. So if you have a lot of heat generating devices in space, such as computers, you need a lot more radiators per square inch to get rid of that heat. Like, it's not very efficient at all.
Okay, another CleoCast prediction. It's going to get really cheap to build gaming PCs for a little bit while you collect your final paycheck because the recession got you laid off.
Yeah. They flood the market.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that it's the same thing with like NFTs, where it's just them like juicing the market to make money, relying on trying to get people who are ignorant about the subject to buy in.
Okay. This is a conspiracy theory that I cooked up in my own brain. It's been in my head since like 2020 or 2021, whenever it happened. I first heard about NFTs when Pete Davidson was on SNL and he made a skit where he sung a song about NFTs. And I have to believe that Pete Davidson took money from the NFT lobby to make a skit about NFTs.
Oh, I believe it. I mean, that's the kind of shit that we're running, right?
Pete.
Like, do you think it's any surprise that What's-Her-Face showed up on Jimmy Fallon with her Bored Ape? Like, do you believe that she, honest to God, did that for free?
No.
Yeah. It's just... I don't know. Our society is rampant nowadays with stuff like that, like gambling and all that. I don't want to say, like, the grind set culture, but it just is, like, a very greed-driven period of time we live in, honestly. Like, you know, with the robber barons, at the very least, it was like up in the top echelons of society where they were like incredibly greedy and like. But now it's the top echelons all the way down.
Yes,
you got the sports gambling stuff, and it all flows up, obviously, because you know DraftKings does not actually want you to make a profit.
Do you know DraftKings is live in Missouri?
Oh, why?
Yeah.
Did you know half of those? Like Kalishi and Polymarket are getting sued by the state of New York for operating illegal gambling rings because they're just letting you sports bet. Like, you know, I use Robinhood, cringe. There's like a freaking sports betting thing on that app. And
wait, there's sports betting on Robinhood?
Yes. And I'm like, how is this legal? Like, if I go to, you know, Oklahoma or somewhere where it's not legal, are you going to, does the feature turn off? It's bizarre. I don't know what the hell it is.
I fucking hate it here, dude.
Dude, it's incredible, honestly.
Man. Gambling's a terrible curse.
We had it right when it was banned. I think this has been a very quick lesson in, that's why we banned it.
You shouldn't. When we had it banned, casinos weren't on your phone.
There needs to be some form of friction, right? Like you have a smoking addiction. You got to go to the gas station to buy cigarettes every once in a while. There needs to be some kind of friction. You're addicted to alcohol. You have to go to the liquor store to buy it. You're addicted to gambling. You have to go to the casino to do it. You know, you can't like install a freaking whiskey dispenser in your house and just have 7,000 gallons. You're gonna kill yourself. You know.
Yes.
You install the gambling on your phone. You're gonna freaking spend all your money. Like there's no barrier to making dumb decisions like there would be if you had to get in your car and drive to, you know, 7th Street Casino and Resort.
Yes.
It's not a resort.
No.
What am I thinking? I'm thinking about...
You're thinking about the new Margaritaville.
Yeah.
Which has opened in the interim since the podcast it came back.
Oh, yeah. They replaced Schlitterbahn with Margaritaville.
It is haunted by the ghost of a headless child.
And it will probably decapitate less children.
It'll decapitate more drunk drivers.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a casino over by it as well. The one by the racetrack.
Yeah, and there's a Great Wolf Lodge, too.
Yes.
And there's also... soon to be a Chiefs Stadium. I was trying to think, are they opening that Mattel theme park there?
I have no idea.
I think they mentioned that like a year ago.
I have not really been using a lot of social media, so I am a little bit out of the loop.
You got to understand, half of this stuff is just from the radio. Like half of this, I just hear stuff on the radio, on National Public Radio, because I am cringe.
Yes.
I listen to NPR in the mornings.
What even was Tricky Tony Strikes Back?
I gotta know, dude. What does the description say? Line item veto. Is that the one where that guy vetoed the school funding bill that made it like repeated increased by like 5% for like 385 years? Is that what that one is?
It might be.
Wait. Okay, we're gonna. Don't worry, dear listener. You don't have to listen to the episode. We're gonna figure this out for you. Tony Evers. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So it's the
governor of Wisconsin.
Okay. Listen.
We made a whole episode about that, dude.
And it was probably only 30 minutes long because I know us.
Well, let's figure it out. Look, we're here for a good time, not a long time. We make them exactly as long as they need to be.
Yes.
And with exactly the imagery they need to have.
Oh my God, we did an hour, and it actually got pretty okay views.
Dude, we used to crush these things. You know that? We would just like, there you go. It's a 50-minute episode, baby. If you are wondering about that, look at last week where we literally did that exact thing. That was also 53 minutes.
Man.
Do you think that some people watched Springfield City Review with Homer Simpson as the image and thought it was a review of the city of Springfield from The Simpsons?
Probably that might have been a more entertaining video than. Okay.
Should we just do that?
Yeah. Well, listen, you're shooting down my other ideas, so like.
Okay. You keep wanting to do movie review videos in podcast form where I don't think that we do that.
Well, no, I want to watch Space Chimps 2.
Okay. Look, if somebody gets us to 20 subscribers on YouTube or something, I think we're at 19. We will watch and review Space Chimps 2.
Space Chimps 2.
Yeah.
As Stanley Tucci said, it was the worst film he ever made.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know there was a second one. Is it just like made for TV by Nickelodeon?
It was a direct-to-DVD.
Yeah, that's
film.
what I thought. Yeah.
Yep.
Because I knew about the first one. You remember the movie Mars Needs Moms?
No.
I think that one also got a major theatrical release. That's where Mars kidnaps a bunch of moms because apparently they don't have moms, and then the kids have to go. It's just the part of Jimmy Neutron.
Yes.
Movie, I'm realizing.
Yes, it is. You know what else is a weird movie that I remember that we both saw in theaters?
G-Force.
G-Force.
Do you remember the? Actually, you probably don't because I'm thinking of a Funhouse video where they play the game. But yeah.
They played a game in a Funhouse video.
Well, yeah, it was. They were playing the G-Force like demo disc or something for the G-Force video game.
There was a G-Force video
It was
game.
on like the GameCube and Xbox 360. It's like when they used to make games of everything. Just whip that shit out. It has nothing to do with the plot of the movie. It's just what the game developers thought was the plot of the movie. Yeah.
Okay.
Dear viewer, I am not going to explain what G-Force is. You have to look that up.
Oh, God. We talked my parents into paying money for us to see that.
I still remember, what was it? I think your dad just deposited us in the movie theater age like 12 or 13 to watch Ted.
Yes.
Yes. And then he went with your sister to watch some other movie.
Did he go with her, or did he just kind of like go sit out in the car?
I have no idea. Did he just go sit in the car for 2 hours?
I don't know.
I just know he wasn't with us.
Well,
That would be a very your dad thing. To just go like, okay, I got the kids in the movie theater. Time to sit in the car, and it's your dad probably 15 years ago. So it's not like he's on his phone, just like staring.
He would probably sit there, sports radio blaring, smoking a cigar.
Oh my god!
While his car explodes because he has not done a single
What a way to live.
Yeah, he hasn't done any maintenance to his. He doesn't do maintenance to cars, so they just explode.
Oh, I'm sure we've told this story before, but I do still remember going to the Chiefs game with your dad.
Oh, the one right after the Chiefs player killed himself in front
I
of the.
think so. Yeah, when Jordan Belcher, I think, killed himself in front of the coach, and I'm laughing. It was a horrific tragedy, and it's
He did kill his girlfriend first, and
Yes.
then went and killed
and
himself.
drove to the practice facility and killed himself in front of his the coach and the OC back in 2012. Well, we went to one of the two games the Kansas City Chiefs won that season against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Or was it the Carolina Panthers?
I think it was the Jags.
Jags. You can't call RC a fake fan when the Chiefs were doing good because he went to one of the two wins that season.
Yes, and it was awful. And I think we had was that Castle? I think we had Matt Castle. We got Andy Reid the next season, and we traded for Alex Smith.
Yes.
Because that was I think one of the worst seasons in Chiefs franchise history. But yeah, we were in the line to go park because it's Chiefs game day, and it's always fall and there's always tailgates. But your dad, we're in the Apollo. The windows are down. The windows are down on the highway because he has the heat blaring full blast, middle of summer, middle of September or something. And
No, it was the winter.
was it? I just remember the car was like hotter than hell because the engine was overheating.
Yes.
And he was like, I got to just run the heat full blast with the windows rolled down on the highway.
Yes.
But we pull up and we're like idling, and he rolls down the window and tells the parking attendant, "Dude, you gotta let me cut the line. My car is gonna explode, and we're gonna get stuck here because I'm idling. And if you look, I'm at the red in the heat. Like we're not moving, so my car is overheating. Because that man never. I think he never put coolant in his car ever.
No. A famous story my grandfather told me was that my dad's first car got bricked because he thought oil was a one-time thing. And he kept on driving it, and he didn't know he had to get oil changes. And eventually the car bricked after driving like way too far without an oil change.
I do sometimes forget that your dad is like a New Yorker.
Yes.
And he's
Yeah, he didn't learn how to drive until he was 21 years old, and probably should have learned a lot more.
like I do just kind of, I guess, look at you and your family from a Midwest perspective half
Yeah.
the time, and not your parents are probably like riding the fucking subway and bus and shit.
Yeah. For context, my parents are from the New York City area
Yeah.
and lived in the city when they met.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you can say Jersey City. They're from Jersey City. I'm joking.
Yeah.
They are from New York.
They are from the great city of New York.
I do that because of the look on Matt's face, because he's like, New Jersey. It's not a very audio conducive joke. Sorry, everybody.
No, it was not. But okay, since we're going down car stories, this reminds me of my brother whose birthday is approaching. So everyone wish happy birthday to James.
Happy birthday, James.
So my brother a couple years ago had a 2006 black Monte Carlo that had Pimp Mobile across the back of it. Do you remember Pimp Mobile?
I do remember the Pimp Mobile.
Yeah, and it got hit sitting in the parking lot of the townhouse.
R.A.P. Pimp Mobile.
Rip Pimp Mobile.
Never forget, baby.
Never forget the Pimp Mobile, and it just got nuked, and the person then drove away, and then the local PD was just like, so you were driving? And Rose was like, no, I was parked. I was inside. I live right there, pointing at our place. And they're just like, so did you hit them? And they're just like, no, I didn't hit them. They hit me and they drove off. And it the local PD could not get through their heads that.
Please, whenever you need someone to show up 50 minutes later, shrug their shoulders and go, I don't know, man.
They didn't even look. The fire department drove around to look. The fire department went to check if the gasoline was leaking out of the car, which it wasn't. And then they were just like, all right, we're just going to drive around for a little bit and see if we see a car with a lot of front end damage. And they drove around, and then they came back, and they're just like, yeah, man, we didn't see anything. We drove all around. And I was like, yeah, cool. Thanks, cops. Why didn't you go do that?
Whatever happened to the Mountaineer?
Mountaineer?
Yeah.
I don't exactly know. Catherine was driving it, and then that is my sister.
Doxing your whole family.
Yeah, doxed my whole family. You want to know my family's names? The wheel fell off of it at one point, but we got that reattached. And then I don't.
For a car guy, your family is generationally cursed with bad luck when it comes to automobiles.
Oh,
I guess your whole car fiasco happened during our hiatus.
oh yeah, with my glorious Honda Fit. My glorious Honda Fit that so my girlfriend and I went on vacation to Colorado during the hiatus, and she wanted to go on this hike. So she found this trail on All Trails or something, and she was like, "Okay, I have the address." And so we're driving, and this address was taking us on these rocky Forest Service Jeep trails, and basically it was one way. It was basically directly up the side of a mountain. I was already going. I basically couldn't stop. There was no place to turn around. She was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know it'd be this rough. And it was like, it's okay. The Honda Fit will make it. The Honda Fit was beaten to shit. Parts fell off of it. It was just going. It made it, and it made it back. But a couple weeks later, it then exploded.
You did effectively a Top Gear challenge in your everyday drive.
Yes.
vehicle.
Yes.
For no good reason.
Yeah, because my girlfriend wanted to hike the trail, and it was a very beautiful trail, and there was like a nice lake. It was a good hike. It just killed my car.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, the Honda Fit.
Man, that was a great car too.
I like the Honda Fit.
I did enjoy riding in it after you got back from that trip, and it was very obvious that like 2 of the shock absorbers were just completely kaput.
Yes.
The car would go every single time you went over like the tiniest bump.
Yes.
It's just like, oh man, I think your car is broken. It's
And-
just like, I know. And then the transmission seized up and exploded. And then you got that fixed, and it seized up and exploded again. Then you got it fixed again, and then they forgot to plug in like the.
They didn't plug the battery in right, so like it would like sometimes get electricity and sometimes not, but it had a full charge battery. So, but we didn't know that, and they thought it was other issues, so I had to tow it to the shop like 2 or 3 times before they finally realized, oh, the tech forgot to like put the like tighten the bolt on like the positive part of the battery, and I'm just like, okay, so like we've done like 2 or 3 tows and like days worth of work because your tech forgot to do something.
Yeah. Sign of the time.
Mm-hmm. And then I sold it to CarMax.
Yeah, just sight unseen. We'll give you 20 grand for it. Sure.
I wish I got 20 grand for that car. It was so bad. Yeah. Well, I think that's an episode. What is it? Where are we at? Like 50, 51, 52?
That was certainly an episode. Yeah, we're at 51.
All right. Well,
Filibuster 30 more seconds, but
yeah. Well, this has been another episode of the CleoCast. My name is Matt.
And I am RC.
And we are available wherever you get podcasts. Apparently not the Google Play Store because that's gone.
We're not really on Twitter. I think we technically made a Blue Sky at one point. We're not really on that. We're not really big social media guys. We tried to do it for the podcast, but
we have an email. It is dumb, I think. I think it's the Corecasters one.
no, I think we made a clear history.
We made a clear history one.
Let me we have clear history podcast at gmail.com.
Yes.
It's KLEIO. And yeah, just tell your friends about us.
We also got rid of the statue. If you know any artists, please let us know.
Yeah, sure.
And yeah, all right. It's been a podcast. Bye.
Bye.